factor for them, goal scoring and just points wise. So I don't know. The sexy option is always going to be to go with the actual position player versus the goalie. But typically, goalies do get more love in hockey than anywhere else, usually.
Well, I mean, I feel like they are the focal point. They get shot on so often, depending on the team. Like, they can face 40 shots in a game, and if they save two, if they only save two, you're fucked.
Yeah, no, now you're down by 38. And this is like the first quarter of a basketball game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I like NHL Rock the Rink for PlayStation 1, because the goalies could do everything. Score, block.
Well, I mean, in lacrosse, the goalies score.
Yeah, but that's every once in a while. It's still not...
Albany has had 4 goalies score a goal in a game.
Well, yeah, that's true. But, I mean, that's not a norm. I mean, hockey goalies score, too, typically on open nets when they just fling it towards it.
Yeah. It might not be a norm, but apparently for Scott Marr it is.
Yeah, no. That's in his playbook, that's for sure.
Anyways, so I think Binnington should have been the MVP. O'Reilly, I mean, yeah, I thought he played well, but I didn't think he played great. I mean, maybe I'm wrong in not forgetting, or maybe I am forgetting things, but I didn't think O'Reilly was anything special in the series. Sticking with Binnington, amazing rookie on the worst team in the NHL, and then playing just absolutely incredible for a lot of the playoffs. He had some really bad nights, like 7-2 is a really bad night, and that is probably why he isn't the MVP. Because MVPs don't give up 7 goals, but
yeah, I mean, that's probably a factor, because when you look at the lopsidedness of the scores at times, it's hard to give it to Binnington. But, I mean, he kind of embodied their entire season as far as growth is concerned. Because, I mean, they were so far down, and they made such good strides as the season progressed. You just saw everything coming together for both him and the team, to which got them to the point that they're even playing in the playoffs, winning games in inevitably the Stanley Cup, and winning in 7. You had to fight, you had to claw, you had to work your ass off, and in the end, that's what ended up being the difference maker in your season, winning a championship.
Which, by the way, at the halfway point of the season, the Blues were 250-1 to win the Stanley Cup Finals. And some idiot put $400 on them to win, and that idiot is now $100,000 richer.
I think you mean some genius.
Which makes me think the Stars are 25-1. I can't afford to drop $400. But you know what? If I put 20 on the Stars to win at 25-1 odds for next year, because New York State finally got off their asses and decided to legalize gambling in New York State. Kind of. And we'll touch on that in a few minutes. If I drop $20 on the Stars at 25-1 and they win, it's $500 going in my pocket. So
it's true. I mean, it's a nice way to turn 20 into 500 if you can get it right. I mean, it's a big if, and there's a lot of things that need to go right, but you don't know.
We don't know.
And what's a $20 investment if you walk away with $500?
It's nothing. But the point I was bringing up with Binnington, and this is more of a playoffs as a whole rather than just Binnington, the rookies were extremely important to a lot of teams in these playoffs.
I would agree with that. I mean, obviously, the rookies, they're showing what's to come for the NHL for years. The rookies are making it clear that there is going to be a new wave of extremely good talent, which means we're in for a good stretch of some really good hockey, and specifically playoff hockey, for years to come.
Mm-hmm. And Dan O'Shea, you had on your favorite team Zuccarello for a while. So how crazy is it to think about the fact that Zuccarello at times was the second best player on his line to a rookie in Heiskanen, who was just absolutely fantastic for the Stars. That's
I wouldn't say it's that crazy. That you're always going to have rookies that come out and shine, especially late in the season in the playoffs. Zook is a great player, and he doesn't always. The best thing about him is that he doesn't need to be the best player on your team. He will make your best player look even better. He'll make that line look better. He throws his full heart and soul into every play. He's not the biggest. He's not the fastest. Far from the biggest, especially. But his tenacity is not matched by anybody, and he'll just go after the puck and make plays that other people can't. So
he just gets shit done.
Yeah. So you as a we were saying in the group chat, you got a young team that has a really bright future. So I expect to see them back in the playoffs again. And if Zook's on your team again, that's even better for you.
God, I hope you're right. I do. But it's not about the Stars. We're talking now about the Blues, which should have been the Stars. Mm-hmm. My God.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. I feel that way, and yet the next thing we're about to talk about is kind of the same, but I'm going to tell those people to shut the fuck up because they're really annoying. The community on Twitter for the Vegas Golden Knights are claiming that the Blues should list the Knights as half champions with them. Because if not for the NHL admitting they got that call wrong in the San Jose series, then there's no guarantee that they would have won the Stanley Cup Finals.
As a person who supports the Knights, that's a stupid argument.
Isn't it?
Sure. That's like Saints fans saying that they would have been the champions last year if not for the blown call that allowed the Rams into the Super Bowl.
If you want to make the argument that it should have been you in the Super Bowl, I can hear that. You're wrong, but I can hear that.
That's like saying they should have combined two of the Bills' AFC championships for a Super Bowl ring.
It's true. The Bills should have two Super Bowls.
Two-time, yeah.
Yeah. I guess kind of back-to-back Super Bowl champs, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of back-to-back?
Kind of not really.
No, not really. But how ridiculous.
Keep that case clean, though.
How ridiculous to claim that you are deserving of half of the championship because of the team that beat you in the first fucking round. Beat you on a bad call.
No, that's just a stupid argument. I'm going to hear nothing further of it as a fan of that team. That makes logically no sense because, yeah, could it have made things different? Sure. But to claim that was the difference, that's just stupid.
That was the first round. The first round.
Right. But yeah, just back to the Blues, some stats. Jordan Binnington is the first rookie goalie to win 16 games in the playoffs. That's fantastic. Way to come from nowhere. He was barely given a chance, and that was because the first two goalies on the Blues, one was hurt and the other one was playing poorly. So they're just like, yeah, Binnington, sure, give it a shot. And he stole the starting position from then on. Did you guys see that O'Reilly admitted that he was playing with a cracked rib throughout the playoffs?
No, I didn't.
Not surprising.
Yeah,
Hockey players are animals, man. Did you see? I'm pretty sure to be a captain on the Blues, you have to at least be missing part of your front 2 teeth.
I'm sure it's much more than that.
Well, no. Every one of the captain in both A's, were missing at least part, if not one front tooth.
Good for them.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
And yet, people love them.
People love them. I'm sure their wives are borderline supermodels.
No doubt.
So on our Facebook post that shares automatically when you start an episode, someone has already liked the post and has shared a picture of Brad Marchand crying in a comment as I'm showing you guys.
That is fantastic.
It is so funny. Thank you. He also commented moist. Thank you, Troy, for comment.
Much appreciated.
Lord Stanley appreciates it.
Oh yes, it's wonderful. Way to go, Troy.
Scott.
Oh man, it's just. I know I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. It's just a shame because Brad Marchand is a special fucking player. He's so good. Has a chance to be one of the best in the NHL. Just overall, in terms of his play, his attitude, and he has to be a fucking prick.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah. The talent level is, as you said, it's out of this world, and then he just, ruins his own legacy, really, because he's going to be remembered as this scumbag.
When he should be remembered as a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
God. We have Jimmy Kimmel on the TV right now as we're waiting for the NBA Finals to start, and he's going through best hair of the NBA.
Worst hair of the NBA.
Sure, you say worst, I'll say best.
It's kind of like the idiot and genius conversation.
Yeah,
It's all about how you feel about the situation.
it's a fine line. But I'm offended that Alfred Payton was on there because his hair is fucking awesome. Anyways.
Well, like anybody else, you're just now offended. I can't
Yeah.
help you with that.
Yeah, I am offended.
Get over it.
That's not nice.
What?
Oh, whoa.
Christ
Anyways.
wept.
Anyways. Yeah, hockey.
Congratulations.
Congrats to the
Blues.
exactly. Congrats to the Blues. I just have a problem because, like I said, I don't think that the Stanley Cup Finals were as good as they could have been. Were as good as they should have been. Rounds 1 and 2 were fucking insane. Round 3 was, alright, this is good. Obviously, the teams here are good. I'm still bitter because it should be the Stars playing the Sharks.
We get it. You're
But-
upset.
No, yes, it's
Yeah.
annoying, but
Yes, you're right.
that's
I
not the
still
point. The point is rounds 1 and 2 were probably the best playoffs I've ever watched in any sport ever. They were that fucking good. Even in the blowouts, they were that good. Round 3, it was good. I mean, annoying that there was a sweep, but still good. And then the Stanley Cup Finals just let me down. I mean, I'm glad the Bruins didn't win.
I thought it was a good good 7-game series. Games were not so entertaining, but allowed me to go to bed early, so I'll take it.
Yeah, this was not bad at all. This was a pretty good finals. There was a game or two that weren't entertaining. The rest were entertaining to watch, even if the box score wasn't the best. But there have been final series that have been 5 games and just over immediately. So this was fun. The excitement was up there. I was on the edge of my seat, especially through Game 7 until the final 5. Whenever the Blues went up 4-0 for a little bit.
That was the best.